All right, where are we at? This is Larry David putting Bill Maher in his place with scathing takedown. I don't know how scathing it is, but we're going to find out. I just wanted to see Larry David make fun of Bill Maher. I'll be honest with you. I've already made fun of Bill Maher a lot for his take on the Donald Trump thing. But I wanted to see Larry David do the damn thing. So this is Larry David making fun of Bill Maher, apparently, in a scathing takedown. There's only 2IT we're going to watch.
What bothers me about the critiques I get is that they don't acknowledge the points I myself made.
Fair enough.
Look, at the end of the day, Bill Maher...
Dude, he does a little like Trump thing there. He does the Trump head movement.
What bothers me about the critiques I get is that they don't acknowledge the points I myself made.
Fair enough.
About the critiques I get is that they don't acknowledge the points I myself made.
Fair enough.
About the
He does
critiques
that, like,
I get
lunging
is
forward
that they
thing
don't
that Donald
acknowledge
Trump
the
does.
points I myself made.
Fair enough.
Look, at the end of the day, Bill Maher is always going to Bill Maher. Meanwhile, the great Larry David, who has mocked this very movement in his show, Curb Your Enthusiasm.
I love that.
Obviously, a big part of this show is the
Yeah,
MAGA
Cliff
hat.
Cash is amazing.
The first show, yeah.
Right. There are people that wear the MAGA hat and like what the MAGA hat represents. Are you afraid about alienating them? They could be fans of the show.
Alienate yourselves. Yeah.
Nice. Good job, Larry David. That's why I love this dude.
Go and alienate. You have my blessing. No, I could give a...
Nice.
Would speak his piece after Maher wined and dined with UFC
later,
CEO
Christina. Thanks
Dana
for
White,
being here.
Kid Rock, who somehow still was called Kid at 54 years old, and
Hey, should
Donald
we call
Trump.
him like
Oh, I mean, you can't
Grown
go
man
a day
rock?
without
adult rock?
thinking about what he's done to this country, because he's such a little baby that he's thrown 250 years of democracy out the window by not accepting the results of an... I mean, it's so crazy. He's such a sociopath. He's so insane. He just couldn't admit to losing.
Damn,
and
Larry
we know
David,
he
man.
lost. He knows he lost. And look how he's fooled everybody. He's convinced all these people that he didn't lose. He's such a sick man. He's so sick.
Damn.
Anyway, no, it hasn't impacted me at all.
David unloaded on Maher. And he did it with an op-ed. I hope he doesn't get deported for writing such a thing. He titled it, My Dinner with Adolf.
Oh, nice.
David paints the picture well. It was spring of 1939, and a letter came to his doorstep from the world's most reviled man,
dude.
Adolf Hitler. He details his critiques and how he was not encouraged by a soul to attend. He writes, I knew I couldn't change his views, but we need to talk to the other side, even if it has invaded and annexed other countries and committed unspeakable crimes against humanity. Before continuing, keep this in mind. Maher, on his show, which is still airing on HBO, quipped to his loyalists in the seats, I never felt I had to walk on eggshells around Donald Trump. I would never feel comfortable talking to Obama or Clinton the way I was able to talk with Trump.
my God.
That's just how it went down. Make of it what you will. Me, I feel it's emblematic of why the Democrats are so unpopular these days. Back to...
Bro, the grift is hard. I'm not gonna lie. That right-wing money, that sweet, sweet right-wing money, it's tempting. If you got no morals, it's very tempting.
David. Hitler gave me an enthusiastic greeting that caught me off guard. Frankly, it was a warmer greeting than I normally get from my parents, and it was accompanied by a slap on my back. I found the whole thing quite disarming.
shit.
David also took a dig.
The president is so nattily attired normally that I think it was shocking to a lot of people.
The conservative hoopla over this piece of clothing.
What's upsetting is that it just showed him relax. It just showed him that he's on
Right.
vacation. People are dying. People are...
So it reinforced the wrong image.
Oh, back in the day. Oh, back in the day when woke right wing, when the woke right would get mad over things like the tan suit that Barack Obama was wearing because he was so laid back. Now I'm doing a Donald Trump voice. Fuck it, let's keep going. He's so laid back. He's probably out there smoking the ganja. You know those black people, they smoke the ganja. They do. I seen him. I walked up. I said, wow, There's a lot of gang members. Like there was. There's a whole group of black people. I saw them. They were gang members. Probably need to deport them to El Salvador. They were smoking the ganja, and there was Barack Hussein Obama. He was so relaxed in his tan suit. That's a MS-13 tan suits. Tan suits are part of MS-13. Fuck.
Oh, it was a nightmare, and only the dying. What's upsetting is that it just showed him relax. It just showed him that he was on vacation. People are dying. People are.
So it reinforced the wrong image.
Oh, it was a nightmare, and only the Democrats and only liberals could actually elect a guy with a tan suit.
When Nixon and Kennedy debated, Nixon wore a tan suit, and that didn't bode well for him, did it? It wasn't a suit of strength.
Thus,
the good
David
old
Penn.
days.
I joked that I was surprised to see him in a tan suit because if he wore that out, it would be perceived as unfuhrer-like. That amused him to no end. And I realized I'd never seen him laugh before. Suddenly, he seemed so human. Remember this line from Maher as well? Just for starters, he laughs. I've never seen him laugh in public, Maher stated to his live audience. But he does, including at himself. And it's not fake, believe me. As a comedian of 40 years, I know a fake laugh when I hear it, and I thank you for them. David chided Maher for remarking he had never seen Hitler laugh before, and thus witnessing it humanized him.
Like, what is it? What do they say? It's like, if you know somebody is a con man, but you don't think you're being conned, you are the person being conned. Like, that was the thing about that Bill Maher monologue, was saying, like, I likened it to, like, you knowing somebody that's abusing somebody, right? Like, you know a friend of yours is getting abused by their significant other, and you go over to their house and you sit down with them, and that person's like, hey, what's up, buddy? Hey, yeah, I fucking see the game. Oh, shit, man. Yeah, I am fat. Yeah, I'm so fat. You're right. Like, I did gain some weight. You know what I'm saying? And you walk away and you're like, you know, she told me that he's been abusing her. But it's really crazy. Because when I hung out with him and all those other people, he was totally nice to me. He laughed at himself. He seems like a genuine human being. It just seems like, I mean, if he was an abuser, he wouldn't act like that. That's what, like, the Bill Maher shit came off to me. It's like, bro, he's a con man. He's not going to be like, he doesn't call you into the office and he's like, so anyways, yeah, you're an asshole. I'm probably going to deport you to the terrorist prison, like, next month when I get a chance. Yeah, also, I don't know why we're sitting here. I spit in your food. Also, I rubbed my dick all inside your coffee cup. Sue me. You're being conned, brother.
Reading this piece is another example of how brilliant David is as a writer and why he has had such a successful career. The comedian would add in this write-up that the Big H would ask tons of inquisitive questions, including about David's recent breakup with a girlfriend. David typed that the woman he was no longer with remained insistent. He'd tell everything at all times that was discussed. When he mentioned he doesn't like having to remember every intricate detail of every convo he had, Hitler related to it. What am I, a secretary? He questioned. In his monologue, Maher read from the teleprompter, everything I've ever not liked about him, as in Trump, was, I swear to God, absent on this night with this guy. I know, your mind is blown.
Like, if it's too good to be true, motherfucker, it's too good to be true. Like, I grew up with hustlers. I grew up with con men. I can smell that shit from a mile away. Look at all the people that are disenfranchised now. All the conservatives that are mad. All the fucking MAGA people. All the RFK people. All the fucking people that thought he was going to do all this shit. And he didn't do any of it. All he's done is make his buddies richer and deport a couple brown people. And that's all it takes to buy these people off. There's the dumb ones, and then there's the fucking dumb ones, right? And the dumb ones are even smart enough to be like, hey, seems like you're just making money for people in the stock market. But the really fucking dumb ones, they're like, he deported those MS-13 terrorists, brother. He's doing a really good job. Shit, he's even failed at following through on his promises with the deportation. I mean, I'm happy with that. Feels good. Glad it's not working out for him. But he's even failed at that. And the dumbest members amongst his group are like, you got like 3. There's like 3 of them gone. You got that gay barber. Yeah, he had crowns with his parents' names on it. That's a gang tattoo. Jesus Christ. Oh, thank you. Thank you, 5 Alarm. $10. Bill Maher probably has applause signs that light up when he finishes his one-liners. I do not doubt that. Now is the time to laugh. Can't take the laugh tracks. Can't handle it. Not sure if you're doing this on purpose, but Trump does act like a lot of domestic abusers I met. No, I'm doing it on purpose because I do believe the way he runs his shit, okay, the way he does his thing is the same way an abuser gaslights their victim. Like, he literally has said things that are akin to an abuser saying, it's fine, don't vote for me, see what happens. You'll hate it. It's going to be terrible out there. If you think that other guy is going to protect you like I protect you? I don't think so. You think Barack Hussein Obama is going to protect you in his tan suit? I don't think so. But it's fine. It's fine. If you don't want to vote for me, it's fine. But see what happens. Like, he's 100% an abuse con man. He's a guy that gaslights the shit out of you, does what he wants right in front of your face, then gets up and goes, am I not doing a good job? Look at all the things I did. Harold Lutnick, bring it up, the tariffs. Look at the tariffs. We're gonna tariff Cambodia 49%. You don't know what that means. I know you don't because you're stupid. But it's a good thing you elected me. You elected the smartest man in the world who's gonna tariff Cambodia. Like, that's what they did. That's what they did.
So is mine. Thus, David fired back that it must be rather easy to be a dictator, which Hitler denied. They got along great in this meeting, with David even printing, we're not that different after all. I thought that if only the world could see this side of him, people might have a completely different opinion. David would pen his goodbyes to the Fuhrer, giving him thanks and stating that although they disagree on the issues, it simply should not mean one hates the other. He concludes, and with that, I gave him a Nazi salute and walked out into the night. We have covered Bill Maher in the past. If you want to see some of those clips, check it out on demand. We go over his history of bigotry, his Islamophobia, how he got completely wrecked on his previous show, which was on the network ABC. I believe it was called Politically Incorrect by Boots Riley, activist,
Boots
director,
Riley. I love me some Boots Riley. You should check that out.
None of us
The coup.
who are leftists are surprised
you gotta listen to some coup.
at all by any of this. I think what's rather jarring, it's the reaction from centrists who are up in arms about this and shocked. Not shocked. If you followed any part of this guy's show for as long as he has been on television, this is who he is. If anything, it revealed to y'all who he is.
Dude.
Hey, I appreciate you.
I've said it before, Bill Maher. You know, he's a centrist dude. He plays that old school, like, I don't know, I saw it the other day and I was so disappointed. Charles Barkley. Not that Charles Barkley gives two shits, which I love about Charles Barkley. But Barkley's take on saying, you know, like, we have to have either Shapiro or who's the other guy? Wes Moore? Was it Wes Moore? He's like, one of these two guys has to be the next presidential primary candidate for the Democratic Party, or else he won't vote. He won't vote. And I'm like, damn, Charles, man. Like, I like what I love a lot of what Charles says, but for me it's just a bad take, and it's an old head take. And Bill Maher's that old head, center left, establishment Democrat that refuses to believe that young people have any ability to lead or have any like pertinent opinions, because he's that guy. He comes from that stock, and it's a real problem in America on both sides of the aisle, to be honest with you. But the left is obviously who needs to concentrate the most on it right now. And that is, you ain't gonna win using tactics from 18 years ago. The game changed in 2016. It's all different now. And if you keep playing the game like it's 2014 and Barack Obama is still in office, you ain't going to win. You need to reach young men. And you're not going to do that, playing the old head Democrat game. You need to utilize alternative media, something that Kamala Harris didn't do well. You need young voices that promise things that young people in America want, which will get them out to vote. And you need to do, unfortunately, the same thing that Donald Trump did, because Donald Trump broke the system. And that is, Mehdi Hassan said it. He said, I want to hear the next Democratic candidate that comes to run for office say, I'm going to raise the minimum wage to $30 an hour. He's like, I don't give a shit how crazy that sounds. Just say it. He's like, because if Donald Trump can say all the crazy shit he says and get away with it, you can too. But I'm going to take Mehdi Hassan a step further. I think that the next Democratic candidate should come out and say, we're going to get universal health care. We're going to get rid of college debt. We're going to establish UBI. And then when they get in office, they need to do the same shit Donald Trump did. And that is executive order after executive order after executive order. Over and over and over again. Because that's the game now. That's how this political system works now. You can't let one side destabilize the entire environment and think that you're just going to hold on to your pearls. It's not going to work. It's time for these left-wing Democrats that have claimed for all this time that they were going to do something about the situation that minorities deal with in this country, that they're going to do something about the broken healthcare system in this country. It's time for them to put up or shut up. And that means that the next candidate needs to run on that shit, and then the next candidate needs to pull a Trump once they're in office and shove that shit down people's throats. Don't like it? You shouldn't have elected Donald Trump then. If you're on the right and you don't like that a left-wing person might do that, then you shouldn't have helped elect Donald Trump, because he broke the game. And if your side breaks the game, you don't get to complain when the other side plays by the same goddamn rules. Next year, Elon Musk is supposed to roll out his business robots. When Andrew Yang, and I never understood the hate for Andrew Yang on the left. I never understood the hate for Andrew Yang. I know that he was a third party, and so that pisses people off. I shit on him during this election, told him be quiet, stay out of it. But I never really understood the hate for Andrew Yang. Now, maybe I just haven't seen enough videos. But his idea with UBI is most likely going to be the future of America. And if it isn't, we're going to have some questions as to how people are going to take care of themselves. Because if Elon Musk rolls out robots, it says second half of 2026 is when they're supposed to roll out. And they're specifically called business class robots. They're going to work in warehouses. They're going to build vehicles. That's why all this tariff shit is wrong. That's why people are being conned. If you're a right-wing person and you thought like he's going to bring back manufacturing to the country, he's going to restart the coal mines, none of that makes sense. America is in a net surplus with services and a net deficit with industry and goods. That's not a bug. That's a feature. Because I've been saying this about green energy forever, about AI forever. All these Trump supporters before all this shit. Oh, the green energy stuff, they're just trying to push that down our throats. It doesn't matter. The rest of the globe has already moved to that in their economy. They're already well ahead of us. We're over here restarting fucking coal mines because you're goddamn gullible sheep that think that fucking people, like, who's going to work in the coal mine? A fucking 20-year-old that plays video games all day is going to like, yeah, you know, I work in the coal mine and then I come home and I fucking play Warcraft for 18 hours. That's not a life that actually works. That doesn't happen. The reality of where America is going from here, and like Gnome Dome just said, this is an uncomfortable fact, is that the world is changing to a service-based economy. It's all going to be online shit. There's not going to be all these hard jobs where people are out doing coal mining and truck driving. Like the joke was made, learn to code, and that was kind of fucked up to say to 60 and 70-year-old truck drivers that that's all they'd known their whole life. But if you got a 19-year-old and he's like, I think I'm going to be a truck driver, tell that kid no. Tell him, don't do that. That's a bad idea. Because Andrew Yang was right. All those jobs are going to be automated. All those jobs are going to go to Elon Musk robots. And the very people who thought that Donald Trump was going to bring back jobs to America through the industry. the industry. All those people that voted for that actually voted to have their jobs replaced by Elon Musk robots. That's fucking insane. It's crazy. I hate to say it. Andrew Yang was right. I still don't know why everybody hated on him. Maybe you guys can tell me why they hated on him. I don't know. Like I said, I might have missed something. But I think that's just like insane that people hated on Andrew Yang saying that we should have UBI. Thanks for watching. If you like this video, please like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. And check out that video on the screen now.